This is a demonstration about how to apply a photograph to a surface in SketchUp in order to make that surface look a little bit more realistic. So let me get a front view here of the temple building that we have been working on. And I'm going to say File, Import. And I'm going to import a picture that I have previously saved on my computer of pediment sculpture. And put it over here. Now I want to move this into position just to get it to the right size. So let me orbit around and put this so it's positioned in the front of my temple. Let's go back to my front view. And I'm going to use the scale tool. And I'm going to be distorting this a little bit. That's okay. I want to approximate the size of this pediment area that I have here. I'm going to stop for a moment and move my picture off to the side before I scale it into the final shape. Very often your picture has parts to it that you don't really need in your SketchUp drawing. So let's talk about how to get rid of those. I'm going to have my image selected. I'm going to go to Edit, Image, and tell it to explode. Then I'll draw lines for the parts that I want to cut away. So I can take this part and delete it. And delete those lines. I'll draw a line over here, off the edge. Now it hasn't selected it, so I have to draw my lines a little bit more precisely. Now I can select this area and delete it, and delete the lines that I've drawn. I will draw some more lines over here along the edge. I only want my pediment area, so I'm going to draw a box around the other parts that I don't want. Oops, that's not close enough. So I need to draw another line over here, I think, to the edge. Now I can delete this. Delete these lines. And some more lines over here with my pencil tool. Let's trace the shape that I want to delete. I look close to see where I'm missing a line. It looks like I'm missing a line up here. Now I should be able to select this and delete it. It's always good practice to clean up all the extra lines. Alright, so I have the shape that I want. I'm going to use my Move tool. First I'll select it. Use my Move tool to move it over into position again. I seem to have an extra line over here that I want to get rid of. And I want to position it so that it's right in front, right touching my temple. but in front. And I can use my scale tool again. I want to make it fit that pediment area as nicely as I can. And then click off in space when I'm finished. Okay, I think I may want to cut away some of the trim. I can select this area and use my push-pull since it seems to be intersecting a little bit with the front of my temple there. I need to have this on the surface, not behind the surface. It's really important that you position your image carefully. I'm just going to pull it out. Just a tiny little bit. And go to my front view again. Okay, so now it looks like I have some sculpture here. I think I'm going to cut away the bottom part of this from here to here. I have to make sure that I have selected my drawing. Otherwise, I'll be cutting away something from the back. So, I don't need the shadows underneath this. Just like that. Underneath these little extra pieces of lines. Alright, so you can see that you can add the illusion of texture onto the surface of your temple. I haven't done the corners perfectly, but the purpose of this demonstration is just to show you the technique. Again, let's turn the temple to the back view and do it again. I want to import image. Notice that I can use it as an image, use it as a texture, use it as a new matched photo. Let's see what happens if we use it as a texture. We want to put it onto this surface back here. I have opened the top part of the temple, and that's why it's not letting me lock it in there. So let's do it the way that I demonstrated before. Let's File, Import, and this time use it as an image the way that we did before. Open. Oops, sorry. Use this image. Put it over here. We want to roughly size the image. I'm going to go over, select the image, say Edit, Image, Explode. Use my pencil tool. This time I'm just going to do the inner sculptures here. And select the outer part and delete it. I'll move the picture over into the pediment area. It has to be in the front. I'll use my scale tool to make it fit better. Depending how well you cut your shape, you can get it to look pretty realistic. I like to use the push-pull and pull it out just a little bit, maybe about 6 inches, so that I have a little bit of three-dimensionality there. So that concludes the demonstration about how you can add photo as a texture onto your image.